Namaste, DDs. My name is Sherry Sutton, and I am your marketing mentor. Today, I want to talk to you a little bit about the types of business besties you need to have in your life. So, you've heard the old adage that it takes a village to raise a child. Well, it's the same thing with the business, right? And as you're out there networking, meeting people, one of the most important things you can do is finding these 4 types of people to make sure you have them in your lives. So, the first one is people who are what's called upstream from you. So, what it means to have an upstream bestie is upstream besties are the ones who see your clients before you do. So, here's an example. Let's say you are an oral surgeon. Okay, so the question is for an oral surgeon, who sees these people before they see me, before they need to come to me? Well, if you're an oral surgeon, right, you were probably getting referred 99% of the time. People have already gone to a regular dentist, right? Because you're a specialist. They've normally gone to a normal dentist, and the normal dentist gives them the terrible news that they need a root canal and that they have to see an oral surgeon. So, an upstream partner for them is a regular dentist. Here's a couple other examples. Think about sometimes these are upstream, sometimes they're not, but it just could go along with the analogy. A good example could be a nutritionist. So often people will go to a gym first in order to lose weight and then realize that they need a better plan, and they'll go then to a nutritionist or a meal prep kind of a place. Here's another way that could work. A nutritionist is generally the first person someone's going to go see, right? When they know that they need to change their diet. Well, then a nutritionist will often refer people to a meal prep company, right? So that's another great example of a company that's upstream. So if you are a meal prep company, you want to make sure that you have relationships with people who are going to refer you because they're already seeing your clients before you are. So if you are an oral surgeon, if I were putting together the marketing strategy for an oral surgeon, I probably wouldn't do social media. I wouldn't do advertising. I wouldn't do any of those things. I would make sure, one, that I was well optimized on Google, and two, that every single dentist in town knew me, right? I would spend all my money and all my time doing everything I could to get those dentists to know me. I would be sending them gifts every month, whatever that might be, right? So keep in mind, remember, this is a good segue to say, sometimes social media isn't always the best thing for you to be doing, right? You really have to think through what is the whole flow of your business. How are leads brought into you before you decide on what your marketing should be? So, all right. So your first kind of business bestie should be upstream besties. The next is downstream besties. These are the people who see your clients after you do. So I'll give you an example for me. So you guys know I'm a marketing mentor. I work with companies to figure out sort of what's their best overall strategy and help them to create content that they can use in, whatever types of things they're doing, emails, social media, and the like. Oftentimes what happens is someone will say, okay, you know what, I need somebody to really do my social media, or I want to do a really, really professional introductory video because I'm speaking at this conference and I have an opportunity to have a 30-second video. Well, I can do some of that, but really the best thing to do at that point is to go to a professional who is a videographer. That's all they do all day long, right? If you really need something that is high, super, super high end put together that looks like, a movie, then I might refer you to a videographer or someone. This happens regularly, right? Where one of the things that we'll come up with in the marketing strategy is like, hey, your website is just not, it's just not where it needs to be. So downstream partners for me include web designers, right? Logo designers, sometimes social media managers, right? If my team can't support them, then I'll send them to another social media company to manage. So those are my downstream partners. The reason why downstream partners are good, and I'll give you an example, is there's often times where my downstream partners they'll meet somebody and they'll realize, oh my gosh, you don't have any business strategy yet, right? We're not ready to build your website until you have a business strategy. Go talk to Sherry first. Once you have that all put together, then we'll work together to build your website, right? So those downstream besties are really, really important. So you have upstream besties, you have downstream besties. The third thing you're going to want to have is accountability besties. And these are your coaches, your mentors, your mastermind, people who are in a mastermind with you, people who you can work with to say, how do I grow my business? Because you can't see your business from inside your business, right? It's a little bit like, I don't know why I had this I thought, but it's a little bit like trying to fix your marriage and problems that you're having with your significant other from inside, right? Often you can't see what's really going on in your relationship or in your business when you're in it. And that's totally normal. There's nothing wrong with that, but you want to have these accountability, growth type besties that you can go to and say, I don't know how to build my business, or I'm doing this, but it's not working, or, I'm doing this and it is working, but I hate it. How do I change? Right? You need to have those types of people that you can go to and really talk about your business, dissect your business. Also, accountability is incredibly important. Nothing gets done until somebody is there that you have to kind of talk to, right? And especially as entrepreneurs, I struggle with this a lot, we don't have bosses anymore, right? Which is fantastic. It's awesome, but we're our own bosses. But that a lot of entrepreneurs don't realize that they lose that sense of accountability and how much they actually rely on that. And there's nothing wrong with that. I would say 90% of the entrepreneurs I work with need some form of accountability. I'm going to be honest, me too, right? And that's one of the biggest things with my coach that's incredibly important for me. So having those accountability besties is really, really important. The fourth type of business bestie that you need to find is what I like to call your mavens. All right. So mavens are the people who are they just know everybody, right? Have you been to those? Like you go to a networking thing and there's like a person who is clearly like just knows everybody and they want to introduce you to other people. They want to see you succeed, right? There are these types of people who know everybody and they're like, oh my gosh, how can I introduce you to this person? Or how can I help you? And they just get joy out of doing that, right? And having some sort of a kickback program for them or some sort of an affiliate program for them is great too. But finding a couple of those mavens that you can really connect with who are going to open doors for you that you probably didn't even know there were doors there, right? Having a few of those in your life and in your business is incredibly important. So your 4 types of business besties that you got to have. The first one is upstream besties. The second is downstream. The third is accountability besties. And the fourth is mavens. Let me know what you think of this. Let me know if you have these besties. If not, what you're going to do to make sure you have them in your business. Because again, it takes a tribe to build an amazing business. And if you want to talk about this some more, I have this great program coming up. It's called the Goal Getter Collective. It's starting on the 19th, so only 10 days away. We're so excited. It's a group program, and we're going to go through all different aspects of marketing. How do you get greater visibility online? We're going to, of course, talk about social media. We're going to talk about email. We're going to talk about how to show up online in a way that feels comfortable. We're going to talk about all of those things. It is a 3-month program. We're going to meet every single week, and it's not going to be just one of those like, hey, I'm going to teach you a bunch of stuff. You're going to take notes and you're going to stick it in a notebook that you never do anything with. We have built in time to actually get stuff done, which is incredibly important. So we're going to meet one week and I'm going to teach you some things. In that class, we're actually going to do some executable actions right there that you can take into your business. The following week, we're going to have a co-working session where you're going to have me to guide you on taking whatever that lesson was and implementing it in your business right away. Then the next week, we're going to go back to learning and doing. Then the following week is a co-working, and so forth and so on throughout the whole 3 month. So if you want to take a class where you just take a bunch of notes and never do anything, this isn't the class for you. But if you want a course, you know, it's really more of a mastermind. I should have called it a mastermind, but it's more of a mastermind where you actually get stuff done. You create really strong bonds with the other women in your group. You have accountability partners. So you're not only learning, but you're getting accountability. This is the program for you. I would love to have you in it. Check out my link in my bio or direct message me and I will send you some information. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Mwah. Talk to you soon.